Hipper here. So today we're taking out the Hipper once more, and this is quite a quick battle, and you'll see why. But I think it was still quite an interesting one, so I decided to put it up. And of course, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and of course comment if you have anything to say on the videos, because I read all comments, so please do. So let's just have a look at my build here. So I'm using Legends. This is an agile build Hipper. The same build I pretty much always run on this ship here. And well, I like it. You can go with like a multitude of other builds, of course, but this is my favorite, and I do well in it. So I'm not going to switch it out for anything different in the near future anyway. The German cruisers are actually quite lucky because there's so many different premium commanders that you can pretty much build any setup that you want. Like if it's concealment or AP or whatever, like there's a commander for everything, and even hybrids like the actual Hipper commander. So there's plenty to choose from. But like I said, I go with Legend here because well, he's my favorite, and of course it gives me very fast rudder, 2.1 second I believe, and just around 37 knots. So that allows you to actually move your Hipper around quite quickly. And every time I play the ship without an agile build, I just think it's so slow. It's so hard to get into that like nice position that you want in a ship like this. And yeah. Anyway, for me, agile build is the way to go. So I don't see many Hippers out there, and perhaps it's like a combination. It was the first, tier 7 cruiser to be added to the game after the initial 3 nations. And sure, I mean, I still remember my first battle in Hipper where, a cruiser with forward-facing torpedoes was unheard of. So it was actually a great and fun battle where I got to torp a battleship, and that's of course like a feeling that sticks for a while, and it's also some of the most fun that you can have in this game here, I think. I mean, if you haven't picked up on it earlier, then I can tell you right here that I really enjoy brawling, and I really enjoy brawling in cruisers. I actually don't like brawling in battleships because I just don't think they're very capable brawlers, really. But then on the other hand, a ship like Hipper or Prince Eugen, or like also mines in some ways, they are a real threat up close, as this Asasio here is going to find out. I mean, he's also just keeping going in the same direction, which is obviously not the best choice. So he eats a torpedo, and that's the end of him. So this is obviously quite a big, quite a quick battle. This one here, not a big battle, a quick battle. And I'm approaching it the way I always do when I spawn over here at the A side. I try to obviously grab the A cap as quickly as possible, and then depending on how the red team is positioned, then I either stay put and torp whoever comes to take my cap, or I continue across the middle towards the other flank. And this battle is one of those ones where the red team just crumbles by the time I make it to the other side of this cap, and that means that I'll be able to cross the middle without any real resistance at all. And I like when that happens, but it also means that usually it's the hallmark of a very, very short battle. So the only red guy who went for A was that destroyer that I torped, and without any backup, that just means that, well, they're just handing the whole A flank to us here, and that's like a huge mistake on this map here. And if that's not enough, then you can see now there's a bit of panic going on in the middle of the map, and I don't really fully understand why, because there's not many ships shooting at them. There's one destroyer and one cruiser, and that's about it. So I don't know why they just decide to leave this cap and then go to the C flank instead. I mean, but I'm not gonna complain, because it just means that I can just sail out of here as soon as the coast is clear, and then join the rest of the blue team over at the C cap, and see how we have the red team pretty much all squeezed into like a quarter of the map now, and that's just a recipe for disaster. If you don't spread out, then you're just gonna sit in your few quadrants of the map. You're just gonna get pummeled by from every direction, and yeah, if you're gonna get away with that, it takes a bit of luck. But I can tell you that this red team here, they don't get a lot of luck in this battle. So as you can see right now, we're actually equal on ships, and the red team has 2 caps to our 1 cap. But you can already tell that with the position of the red team now, they're going to have an extremely difficult time to keep this momentum going. Not even that they have that much momentum. I mean, it's just that the battle hasn't really even started yet. And by lumping together over there in their little tight square, it's just yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say it never works, but it very, very rarely works. And if you pull off a stunt like this, it's just because the other team is even worse, basically. so I'm just going to cross the middle of the map here and then slide my hipper in behind the red team here, so there's no retreat either. Because we have 2 battleships and a cruiser and a destroyer, to the north of them. So if I can, just confine them pretty much to the cap, then, well, that's pretty much it for them. And because that means if they want to get out of that position, that means they have to, brawl my hipper up close in an area full of small islands and places where I can ambush them, and that's just, well, that's a losing proposition here already. Because none of the ships over there are very adept at close range fighting. I mean, there's a Susuya and a Sinop and stuff like that, and yeah, this is just not gonna work. So that's also why I am aiming for the cutting them off at the rear. Can see the Turpits going the other way there, or the Scharnhorst or whatever it is, and that means obviously I'm gonna go the other way. So for reasons I've already said a few times now. So again, we are still, equal on ships, and the Reds actually have a point lead, but we've taken the B cap now because they inexplicably just left it undefended. And I mean, that's probably the main mistake here, because had they defended this B cap here, they might actually get away with winning, but instead they all decided, like I said, just to congregate in the C cap, and we don't really actually have to push them now. We can just sit here and make sure they can't enter the middle of the map. But I know I can remove this Susuya here immediately, and that means that we'll be able to wipe them out, basically. And that's it for the Susu. And then I just have to get in and get into a really nasty position where I'm impossible to, remove from this area here. And if I have my sonar on, that means I can keep pretty much everyone spotted over here as well. And they're just going to be cannon fodder for my team then. So that's 2 ships removed. And from now on, the red ships are just going to disappear one by one, simply due to bad positioning. Because, like I said, huddling together in, what is like a 1/10 of the map is just not a good play in pretty much any circumstance. This map here is also a good hipper map. I mean, the A cap is a perfect hipper cap, because if you get in there, then it's very, very difficult to wrestle it away from you. And the same with the C cap over here. If you get into this cap and you take up position among the islands, then you force the red team to either flank you or YOLO you. And of course, if your team keeps them from flanking, then sooner or later, whatever ships are over on this flank are gonna get sunk, and then we can just, head towards the middle of the map, just like I did, just from the other side, of course. And that's a victory right there. I mean, play hipper to its strengths, and its strengths are really to be up close and personal, where you can use that turtleback armor and the 6-kilometer torp, which you have a lot of, and the very nice torp angles, and of course that's punishing AP, which is just the most nasty AP in the game. I still think so, even worse than the Russians. So that's pretty much the end of the battle here. Just got to remove the Benson, and then the last battleship, he's like in a bit of a nasty position as well. So it's just a matter of time before he's removed as well. And didn't even get to remove him because they lost very, very quickly here. So yeah, don't huddle up. That's pretty much the point of this story. And hope you enjoyed this hippo battle here, guys. And I'll see you out there.